I know it's Valentine's week and I would like to share in the next few minutes, I'll be sharing with you tips on how you can better your relationships coming up. So welcome back. The tips that I'm about to share with you, they are things I've learned from my own experience of others, and reading books, listening to audios, and I'm hoping they're going to add value and help you better your relationships. So tip number one, we are supposed to understand that when it comes to relationship, we come from different countries, and for that reason, we speak different languages. As I say, opposite attracts. So in a relationship, what actually happens is that you're likely to be attracted to a different person, especially in terms of personalities. So for example, if you're a melancholy, you're likely to be attracted to a sanguine or some other personality different from you. So it is important to understand that different personalities relate differently. The way one shows love or care is different from the other. So when these two personalities come together, they start conflict. They start, they seem not to understand each other. It's like, putting a Kenyan and a Chinese in a room and asking them to complete a project. Imagine with two different languages. There's a likely to have a communication breakdown between two. So the same case applies to personalities. When they come together, these two personalities, these two people come together, they start fighting because they're not understanding each other, because each is communicating in different language. So if these two people don't come to a point of understanding each other, they're likely to continue fighting. There's a very nice program by Mark Grungo, a pastor and a marriage counselor. I think the name of the program is Love All the Way to Your Marriage. I'll put a link down there so that you get to watch it when you have time. So he says we come from 4 different countries. So the countries simply depict or explain how we behave in a relationship. So there's no good or bad country, but though each has its strengths and weaknesses. So country number 1 belongs to control people. These are the kind of people who want things done their way or no other way. I would, call them dictators. They're people who will dictate, for example, if in a relationship where you're going to go lunch, the kind of places, if you're eating out, they'll dictate. If it's a choice of vacation, they'll dictate. They simply want things done their way. So that is country number 1. So country number 2 belongs to perfect people. Perfect people, these are the kind of people who want things done in a certain way. For example, if you go to their rooms, there's the way they arrange stuff. These are the kind of people who will follow a manual to the last detail. If they buy a new TV or a new electronic, they can't turn it on before they read the manual. They have to read every detail in the manual to make sure they follow it well. So if you don't do that, then you quarrel with them. So country number 3, they are the fun people. These are people who like enjoying lives. These are people who like going out, places where it's fun, they want to be there. These are the kind of people who will tell you every fun place or a joint in town without Google Maps. And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. So, and country number 4 belongs to peace people. These are people who just want to get along with everybody. They don't want to quarrel. So if there's a fight, if for example, a fight comes up, they'll rather walk away rather than confront the other person. So for more information about these countries or the way we behave in a relationship, as I was saying, I'll put a link down there so that you get to watch the video and get informed. It's deep, and it is good to learn from those who have experience or those who have done research. So to better your relationship, please find time to look at the video and get to learn more about those countries or how we behave in a relationship. So tip number 2 on how to better your relationship is like our page and subscribe to our channel. Just kidding, it's on a lighter note. But if you haven't subscribed to our channel, if you haven't liked our page, please do so that you get to know when you have a new video in place. So tip number 2 on how to better your relationship is simply understand that you have a right to be you. And the only way you're going to be happy in whatever relationship is being yourself. Just be yourself, because everybody else is taken. And if the people around you are not allowing to be you, in my opinion, I don't think they deserve you, because you're supposed to, in the 4 countries that we are talking about earlier, each person, if each person would allow the other to be whatever they are and give them their right to be whoever they are, then there would be peace. So the only way to help people become better is allowing them to be them. So be yourself and do not apologize for who you are. But I'm saying, you see, as I was saying earlier, each country has its strengths and weaknesses. Don't justify your weaknesses. Try and work on your weaknesses. So if your weaknesses and your strengths are affecting other people, then you cannot justify that you're just being you. Remember, you're relating with others. It takes two to tango. So if your weaknesses or your strengths are affecting others, then it will be very, very difficult to relate. So it is very, very important you understand the virtue is in the middle. You must strike that balance. Even if something is good, even if you have a strength, if it is affecting others negatively, then you must find a balance. So tip number 3, simply stop boxing others. The fact that you've been given a right to be you, you also need to realize that you have to give others the right to be themselves. Simply on a daily basis, people fight. There are conflicts in relationships. The reason for these fights is that we are simply asking the other person, constantly asking them indirectly, why are they not behaving like us? Why can they become like us? Why can they do things the way we do? So you need to understand that you have to allow others to be themselves. There's one thing that I love about God. God created us, gave us commandments to live by. He also gave us the Bible to guide us while we live in this planet. But He never forced us to follow. He gave us the freedom to be, liberty to follow them if we want. And if you don't want, of course, there are consequences for that. So the same case applies to our relationships. We have to allow others to be them, to be who they are. Of course, you have to also encourage them to work on their weaknesses, but do not try to change them. Do not try to make them be like you, because that is why we fight most of the times. We want people to behave in a certain way. We want people to see things the way we see them. And that is where the conflict comes in. Because, for example, they control people, like, forcing people to do things in a certain way, to do things their own way. So this is where conflicts arise, by trying to force others to behave like us, to see things like us. Then we start fighting. But if you were to allow the 4 countries that we're talking about, if each was to give each other peace, or to give each other what they're looking for, then there would be peace. We would all coexist, and we would all be able to keep our missiles and our guns without fight. So allow others to be themselves. Of course, as I was saying, you need to encourage them also to work on their weaknesses, but allow them to be them. Don't try to change them, because the moment you do that, they'll start being defensive, they'll start fighting back. So to have a happy relationship, avoid trying to change other people and give them room to be them. Of course, you've been given that room yourself. Why are you denying others to be who they are? So if you want liberty, also remember you should also give liberty. So give what you want to have peace. So thank you very much for watching our video. I wish you a happy Valentine. Enjoy yourselves, love each other, and remember, allow people to be themselves. That's the only way you're going to have a happy and peaceful relationships. All the best. See you next time. Like our page, subscribe, so that you get to know when you have a new video in place. See ya.